It's Mini Primetime with your host, Will Friedle. Our special guest tonight, Sam Riegel. Tonight's episode of Mini Primetime is brought to you by Foster's Bail Bonds. If he can get out, anyone can. And now, let's get to brushing. Thank you so much. It's really fun to... This is such a stupid tie. I can't with the tie. I feel like my whole world is about the stupid tie that has the sneakers on it. I'm sorry. It's just asinine and childish and stupid sneaker ties. Now, Converse All-Stars on the other hand. Now this one will work better, I think. And pop that on. Caleb? Where is she? Caleb? Who's the lady who does the microphoning?
It's Chris.
Chris, where is she? Oh, hey, hi. Can you come in? I'm sorry. I had to go from crap to really cool. My mother gave me that tie and it's stupid, but my dad gave me this one and he kind of rocks, so.
Good.
Yeah? All right. Testing. Apple cranberry sauce. Is it working? Caleb?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we are here tonight with Sal Riegel. What's up, my friend? How are you?
Hi.
Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Will.
On our very first show.
It's a pleasure to be here. I'm honored to be your first guest.
We called all over town to get a first guest, and you are our first guest, which is so great. We've got questions galore, a ton from the audience.
Is there an audience?
There is. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started! So, my first question, because everybody out there wants to know this. What is it like to be married to Laura Bailey?
Oh, I'm not. I would love to. I mean, I love my wife, but
of course. That's why I'm asking what it's like to be with her.
She's not. I'm not married to Laura.
It's more of a life commitment, or?
No, I'm married to another wonderful woman. Travis is married to Laura.
You're not Travis. You're Sal.
Oh boy.
This one is from the audience. This is from Karen Lewinowitz, and she says you do a mean Nicolas Cage impression. Let me see that.
I do not do a Nicolas Cage impression. I can do one on the fly because I'm on camera right now.
So what was that just from? What was he in that?
No, I hadn't done it yet.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
Bees.
That was great. The bees. I saw Cage. I love that. Now, we did a little research. And I hear you've got an amazing story about seeing a live birth at a Buffalo Wild Wings. Did you help?
I don't know.
Or was it part of like the show?
Who does your research? But
Caleb, did you see him? He does pretty much everything
he's
here.
the mic person and his name's Chris, but I've never been to a Buffalo Wild Wings.
So did you just run in to help with the birth then and you ate somewhere else?
I just feel like your researcher has gotten some of their facts mixed up.
Well, agree to disagree. But
sorry.
Speaking of shows,
okay,
you're on the critical role, the critical role, right?
I am on the critical role.
And
yes.
You're the little green girl?
I am. I play Nott the Brave on Critical Role. She is a feisty little goblin. She's ferocious and she's sharp with a crossbow and she likes to drink a lot and get drunk.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Nott the Goblin.
Nott the Brave, yes.
Nott the Brave, yes.
Yeah.
Truly one of the greatest characters of the Mighty Nine. So, are you ready to maybe do some painting?
Yeah.
Great. Our lesson today is creating dimension with a very limited color palette. Now in Nott's case, this will be mostly gray colors dry brushed onto the Mini. Now our resident painting master, Ian Phillips of Iron Tusk Painting, has already applied a white base primer, painted her tunic a deep charcoal, and painted her skin goblin green. If you want to see everything Ian used for Nott, visit critroll.com. For today's lesson, we'll be using a light gray and a medium gray, a dark gray, and a black wash. So baby. You ready?
Yes?
You got your Nott the Brave?
Oh, yes. This is a beautiful little Nott the Brave Mini.
It is a Nott the Brave Mini. Now, what we're going to learn today is a very simple yet cool technique of dry brushing multiple layers to bring a pop to the figure. We saw that Ian Phillips, he has started on her tunic, and he's done like a nice dark kind of purple blacky kind of color.
Yeah.
And what we're gonna do is we are gonna start dry brushing, which we'll talk about that technique, and we'll be going one layer up at a time, one lighter color at a time, ending if we want with some very small white highlights, and then washing the entire thing in either a black or a purple.
Okay.
It sounds complicated. It's not. It's actually super fun and a really easy way to make your mini pop when you throw it on the table.
That's awesome. To my eye, I'm no expert. It seems done to me.
It does.
It's pretty good.
That's the joy of the mini, is if you put this on a table right now, everyone would be like, dude, you painted your mini, it looks great.
But now you can make it even more better?
Even more betterishly good is what we say in the industry.
Oh.
So we're gonna jump into our paints. We like to make sure we shake our paints, and we're hoping eventually that they're gonna show me in slow motion shaking the paints.
That's the weirdest smile I've ever seen you do.
Because you don't know what I'm thinking.
It's like the Mona Lisa, except also simultaneously doing a shake weight.
That's exactly what it is. So now we got them shake. That's important. And we're gonna start with our darkest, and then next dark, and then the white, and we go from there.
So what's a little bit mean?
You know, you could do like it doesn't have to be a hefty amount, maybe a little over a squirt. Let's call it a squirt. And we like to do that, so we'll squirk.
I'm squirking.
So the next most important thing we're gonna need here, very important in dry brushing, is your paper towels. Because as the name implies, you are really almost putting no paint whatsoever on the mini. You're putting it on your brush, and then you're wiping 95% of it off onto the paper towel.
Okay.
And then you are brushing against the grain of your mini to get the tiniest, you're really just hitting the ridges in the slightest little way with dry brushing. So we're gonna start with the darkest. And remember, we're then gonna go to our paper towel.
And get rid of
most of it. I mean, look at that.
Which is pretty much gone.
It is, that's the joy. See, now when you go to your mini and you just brush, you are getting the tiniest little bit. You are hitting just the ridges.
But it just doesn't seem like I'm doing anything.
It doesn't, but I promise you are.
And am I supposed to not hit her in the hands or face?
If you can avoid the hands or face that are green, that's fine. But then again, if you want, you can always go back and fix. There's no mistakes.
Really?
Only happy accidents, my friend.
Did you coin that phrase?
TM. I did not, actually. That was from Con Air with Nick Cage.
Oh, I don't recall that part of the movie.
So you can hit it again if you're like, I'm not hitting anything.
There's no paint on here. You had me get rid of all the paint.
You want to get rid of most of your paint. And again, you really want to brush the mini. You're not lightly painting, you're really brushing the mini.
Okay.
Boom.
If you got a good technique, you kind of like attack it up and down.
Well, yeah, you want to go against the grain.
I'm painting a mini. Hey, Will, this is the first mini I've ever...
Is this your first mini? On the first show, your first mini.
This is the first mini I've ever painted. I have a bunch of minis at home. They're all like gray.
We're going up a color.
Oh, we're going up a color.
We can if you feel you're ready.
I'm not ready.
And then that's the best time to jump in.
Yeah.
And now
get rid of most of the paint.
Right.
And I'm just doing the same thing again.
Because you're just hitting ridges.
Hitting ridges.
Hitting ridges. Here's the other thing you want. You can keep jumping shades. You want to go a little darker. You want to go a little lighter. You want to mix shades. You can do whatever you want to do. It's your mini. This is America. This isn't Soviet Russia. You do whatever you want to do.
That's true.
You do whatever you want to do here.
This is very soothing.
Isn't it? It's very zen, isn't it? And then this is where you got to be real careful, because when you jump right to the white.
I jump to the white.
That's good. If you got too much on, then it's like, oi.
I feel like I have too much on. Oi.
Oi.
I put on way too much white. I'm gonna go back.
You can just go back. Go back and tint it up. And the thing that's really cool about this is when you go back with a darker color, the places that you miss with the darker color, the white is still gonna shine through, so it's gonna look more mottled, just like her cloak.
I realized that my daughter painted my fingernails, but they're all super chipped now, and there's this camera that's been on my nails this whole time, and people either think that I'm terrible with nail polish, or no, that's all they think.
Yeah, well, I think you're fine. Can I also tell you something that's wonderful about this? Is you get a bunch of these minis and a bunch of the paints, and you sit down with your daughter.
She would love this.
Awesome night.
I'm mixing all the colors now.
That's
because I don't know what else to do.
You think that's good? Wait till we get into our wash.
What's that?
That's gonna change your life, like the life of the child you bore at Buffalo Wild Wings.
It did not. I've never stepped into a Buffalo Wild Wings, but what do they serve there? I mean, I assume...
Apparently babies, if what I've read is correct. If you're ever in the Orlando area, make sure you step into Buffalo Wild Wings.
But just the Orlando location?
I don't get paid from all of them. So, I say we jump to washes.
I don't know what that is, so yes.
Okay.
Is that in this?
No, that's water.
Okay.
This is the thing that keeps our planet going.
But we're washing our
brushes. Always wash your brush. Clean the blood off the blade before you sheathe the blade. Always. Okay. A wash is a really, really, really watered down ink paint type of solution. That's probably not right, we're gonna get letters, but it's close to something like that. The cool thing about it is once you've finished, you can slather's not the right word, but apply more of it on your Mini than you would paint.
Yeah.
And you let it pool in certain places and it seeps in, and we call it talent in a can. It makes your Mini look so cool.
Because it's extra shiny, or it's just
shiny, it seeps into crevices that you didn't know you had painted. So, oh my God, that line in the cloak, I didn't know that was there. All of a sudden you put in the wash and it's like, oh, there's shadow where I didn't know there was. There's highlight where I didn't know there was.
Really nice tie, by the way.
My dad got me this.
Oh.
So you can go either purple to highlight more of a purple on the gray, or you can go the darker one, which is gonna bring out the grays and the black.
I go purple.
You're gonna go purple, then I'll go dark and we can show the difference between the two. And now we're gonna grab another brush.
Same brush?
I would go a little smaller. You can actually saturate your brush here.
Okay.
See, boom, like that. And then you're gonna go all over the Mini that you just did.
Oh boy, that's a lot of pressure.
Everything you just did. There's wash for every color, so if you wanted to then really take it to the next level, you could wash her face and hands in a green wash. That'll really make it pop. You can add more the whole time. You could mix the two if you'd like.
What?
A little bit of this color, a little bit of that color.
Oh boy, that's too much.
No, okay, so if you think you've had too much, take a dry brush and hold it down, and it'll like whisk away a lot of the paint you just put on. Just literally just hold it to it. See? I'm actually gonna do the double-fisted whisk as well in the back here.
What does that mean? What's a double-fisted whisk?
The double-fisted is basically you hold two brushes, you use one for your wash and one that's dry. So once you put the wash on, if you then it starts to pool somewhere, then you can instantly go to the dry.
Oh, that's too much.
Boop.
Got it.
There
It's
you
gone.
go. Got it. Whisk away in some of the places where it's just pooled up a little too much. You want to highlight. We don't want it to look like she was in an acid rain.
This is such a cool technique.
Talent in a can, baby. That's what we call it.
Talent in a
You paint and paint and paint, and you're like, oh, this looks okay. And then you hit it with a couple washes, and you're like, I am painting God.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
Well, I say that about myself anyway.
I can see that. So, do you like your Mini?
I love this. I'm very happy, yes.
So why don't we compare side by side so we can see what the different washes do?
Yours is gray.
And with a little black pooling, which I left there, and yours is purple, which really pops the gray underneath.
Yeah.
So totally cool, and it shows how a very similar paint job underneath has changed with the wash at the end.
Totally.
Yeah, the wash does a lot. They're great.
Oh man.
They're absolutely
I love yours. I love mine.
I do too. They're both
I want
phenomenal.
them both.
They're phenomenal. Well, that's it. Have you had fun?
I had a lot of fun.
Have you enjoyed yourself?
Was it a good show for you? I mean, this is your first show. There's a lot of pressure.
There's a lot of pressure, but once I got the tie situation straightened out in the beginning, I think I'm good. I got the Nick Cage impression.
You did.
Next time I'm gonna get the having the baby. I want to get the story because it sounds wonderful, and what it's like to be married to Laura. We'll get that.
Yeah, that's
but we're having a great time, and I appreciate you coming on. Sam Rockway, very nice. Thanks for coming out.
It's not a...
We have reached the conclusion of our show. Today we learned how to convey a sense of black by using gray tones and how to add texture through dry brushing. Next week we'll have Scott Bakula here to show us how to paint dirty. Now if you want to paint Nott the Brave or any of the Mighty Nine, our mini sets from Steamforged are available in the Crit Roll shop or wherever Steamforged minis are sold. Stay colorful, you maniacs, and don't ever forget, it's not the size of your mini, it's how you paint it that matters.
What is... These are all blank.